Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. So the other day, Chris convinced me that we needed to do some update videos, and I was like, I'm not doing any guitar update videos until the 4th. And you're like, give the people what they want. They want to see some updates. Let's give them something, or they're going to dry up and blow away. We don't want that. So we're going to do a series of videos where we talk about updating you guys on what we're doing in the Great Guitar Build-Off without giving it all away.
Yes.
And if you want to see all of that stuff, we need you to go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you appreciate content like this, you might go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member. Even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you guys cool stuff like this. But enough with that. Let's get on with the show. So today what we're going to talk about in
It's kind of like opening a Christmas present on December 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
not the
day
same.
after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about some of the components that we're going to be using, and we even have a question for you guys on some of the other components that we haven't decided yet. So I'll just go ahead and
Go ahead.
Okay, so what we are definitely using for tuners for this project is the Hipshot Open Gear locking tuners. Now, our buddies at Hipshot have been super awesome to us. Now, for the last several years, we had to pay for all these, but they're a super cool company. And you started using these when we were still using brand S, and you really liked them, right?
Yeah, I like them a lot. I used to be like a vintage snob when it came to tuners.
What's the caper with?
Especially 6-on-a-side tuners.
Yeah.
But these are so smooth and so nice, and they install really fast. And I really like, for certain guitars, I really like the locking function, especially tremolo guitars.
Yeah. Or if you have lots and lots of strings.
Yeah, like on a 12-string.
We've done a couple 12 strings and it really saved our bacon.
Yeah, it's nice to have. Yeah.
The cool thing about Hipshot, and probably other companies too, we're going to go with these perloid buttons on the Hipshot tuners. You just unscrew, and this little guy comes off, and you put on they have seemingly endless variety of after you can put on later buttons.
Yep.
And the pearl ones look cool, so we're going to go with those. So we're going to be going with the Hipshot 6-on-a-side locking tuners for our build, because the guitar neck had 6 holes drilled in it and it was ready to go.
It seemed like one tuner per hole seemed about right.
Seemed right to me.
Yeah.
No, they were all in the same orientation.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing that we're going to use from Hipshot is the Hipshot trem. So this is the trem that we're going to be using on our guitar, and it's chrome. And so what's the hot setup with these? You've installed a bunch of these.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an upgrade from like the Fender American standard trem or the American professional trem. I can't even keep up with all the things.
Why is that, Chris?
Why is that? What?
Because of the ball bearing.
Oh yeah, because of it's got it rides on a roller bearing here and then a couple of points here. It also retrofits onto those guitars. I think it looks a little nicer. The saddles are a little bit nicer looking. And the neat thing that I like about this is it's got a push-in arm.
We have a different color.
Yeah. It's got a push-in arm that is adjustable. There's a little Allen screw back there that is adjustable for tension, which is really neat. So it's once you get it adjusted, it's really positive. There's no rock like there is.
Does it have like a nylon thing inside?
Yeah, there's
that
a nylon bushing in there, and there's no play like there is with the threaded in ones.
Now these come in 2 styles. One is this is more like the Fender, like you would use with a pick guard. It doesn't have the edge pieces. Is that correct?
Yeah. What do they call this? They're 2-point traditional.
Yeah, that's it. The traditional.
They also make a 6 screw traditional.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they also make that 2-point modern.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more like the man bridge that you might see on like a Paul Reed Smith guitar, by the way, if you guys don't know about that, that's MANN bridges were the original ones on Paul Reed Smith, and I think Paul Reed Smith has them made now. I don't know. Any of you PRS nerds can please let me know in the comment section below how right or wrong I am. So yeah, I like these because they're real smooth. They install easy. They look cool, and yeah, it's just kind of it's a little nicer feature than the 6-screw thing, which I'm like, I don't really care for those.
Yeah.
We'll put these back in the thing. What's in the bag?
What's in the bag? This is a rotary switch that we're thinking about using.
Ooh, I thought we decided we were definitely using this.
Oh, okay. If I can figure out how to wire it up, we're
Okay.
using it. It's a rotary switch. It's a 5-position rotary switch.
Yeah.
So very similar to a 5-position blade switch. Only we can do a lot of other crazy stuff.
So like what?
Too.
Where would you use this? So like you can do like pickup selecting, just like a Strat, right? You have 5 positions and you can click through those.
But unlike a 5-way Strat position, we're not encumbered by, by the 2 and 4 positions being.
You have
1
to have
and
them
3.
connected.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. This one we could do 5 separate things with if we wanted to.
So you could have like if you were retrofitting a Strat with this, you could have it go in all sorts of wacky combinations. Like you could have it go from the bridge to the neck in one step, and then back to the bridge and you could have it be in combinations you don't normally get.
Yeah.
Or you could have all 3 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So that's something else we're gonna do.
That's cool. I'm excited about that. I had a PRS in 1989 that I got. It was actually from the Maryland factory, and it had a volume control and a 5-position rotary switch and the sweet switch, which was supposed to make it sound like you had a 100-foot cord. I think. But the downside to this is on the Paul Reed Smith anyway, and it wasn't much of a downside. You couldn't look at it and go, it's in whatever position. It's, you know what I mean? Like you look at a Les Paul or something and you know where that it's on both pickups, or it's on the neck, or it's on the bridge. The way that those early PRSs were, you couldn't really tell where it was because it just had a knob, like a top hat.
Yeah,
or
we're gonna
a
do some
speed
sort of
knob.
pointer knob, right?
Yeah, so that'll be cool. So it'd be kind of be able to help figure out where it is just by looking at it. And I think Paul Reed Smiths have since gotten away from the 5-way switch. But man, back in the mid to late 80s, that was the hot shit. If you don't know, you weren't there. So anyway, yeah, I think it's cool, and I'm excited to see what we come up with and what kind of cuckoo wecky thing.
Yeah, and I think
we're gonna do with pickups.
It kind of depends on what pickups we decide on.
All right, so here's the part where we talk about what pickups we're going to use. And we've got one that we're definitely going to use, and we're undecided on some of these other ones. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the one we're definitely going to use?
I think it's this one here.
Show the people. The good people want to know.
This is...
What on earth is that?
Whoops, the wrong way. This is called a Little Thunder.
Okay.
And it's a pickup that, well, you
Here, I'll
you know more about it than I do.
I watched the video on this, and there's a link to the video below in the description section below. But you wanted to say something about this pickup.
Well, tell everybody what it's about first.
Well, okay, so this is a bass expander poly-octave generator pickup, and it has a stereo out, so you can play bass and guitar on this pickup simultaneously.
At the same time.
At the same time. So, you know who would think this was cool?
Yes.
Yeah, there's one guy who like is on the bleeding edge of having this and having it be rad, and that of course is
Billy Gibbons.
Yeah. So you wanted to say something about this pickup?
You think you're cooler than Billy Gibbons?
No, you're not.
No.
You're not cooler than Billy Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons knows cool, and if Billy says this pickup's cool,
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. So this is definitely going in the guitar. I can't really tell you guys everything about this because I don't really know. We've got the instruction sheet here, but like I said, there's a link in the description for a video with Billy Gibbons and the inventor of the pickup, and it kind of talks you through what's cool about it. And it's like Chris said, what else do you need to know about what's cool about it?
Yeah.
Billy Gibbons uses it.
It'll be really fun to play with it. I'm looking forward to.
How are you thinking it's going to go?
So the way that it works is it's got a stereo jack on the guitar.
Okay.
And then I have a stereo cord that I'm going to run into this little box that I'm going to make. Stereo cord in, and then 2 outs, one to go to a guitar amp and one to go to a bass amp.
Cool.
And I'm thinking that we're going to have 2 individual volume knobs, one for the guitar and one for the bass.
Okay, so this will have its own. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So we have a little bit more control, and this thing it'll do 1 octave and it'll do 2 octaves.
Yeah, depending where you are on the neck, it'll kind of sort it all out for you.
Yeah, and you can. There's some programming that you can do. It comes with a battery pack that has to go into the guitar.
And it's USB
It's
charged
USB
or
charged.
something?
Yeah, it charges right there. There's a little charge port.
Okay.
This thing is cool.
It's sophisticated.
It is, yeah, and it's going to be really fun to put in and wire and figure out just what does what.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so
that's
that'll be
definitely
fun.
going in the guitar. Now, we've got some other ones we're not sure.
It's kind of like 2 guitars in one.
Yeah, well, it's going to be because remember, we told everybody we wanted to make this like something that Brian would make. And Brian is like kind of a mad scientist, and he can like wind pickups and make switching stuff. And we're like, well, let's use this because that would be a cool thing.
Because we can't do any of that other stuff. Yeah.
But we know people who can.
Can you get bass sounds out of your guitar, Brian?
Yeah, Brian. So anyway, so some of the other pickups that we're talking about using include, we've got this guy right here from our friends at Coney Island Pickups. This is a cool one, sort of like the DiMarzio Super Distortion, I believe. I don't know if Coney Island can say it's like the Super Distortion, but I have been led to believe it is not unlike a ceramic magnet overwound PAF like a Super Distortion. So that's an option. There's another one that came from Coney Island. This is depending on where this guy, the Little Thunder, goes, is going to depend on if we decide to use the Coney Island pickups, where they go. This would be a bridge one. This is a neck one. This is sort of just like a straight up PAF kind of style, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't know. And then the other option is
the wild card.
The wild card. Tell us about the wild card, Chris.
So this is a pickup that Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone put together for us, and the 2 coils were wound by Jesse and myself during his online live wind to pickup portion of the live stream. So Jesse successfully wound a coil, and then of course I had to successfully wind a coil.
Who wound a coil successfully first?
I believe Jesse did.
Okay.
And then I wound a coil, and Dylan then assembled the rest of the pickup for us. And
he
even marked which coil is which, so we could split it and figure out whose coil is the best for the maximum win.
If you guys want to see the Dylan Talks Tone pickup winding class, they're actually available on the website right now under classes. You can buy those. It's 4 hours, and it's, I think, $10 for 4 hours worth of online video. You can watch it, and you can learn everything that we did in the pickup winding class.
And I slightly overwound mine.
Oh, did you?
I pretended that I wasn't paying attention.
But you,
But I was, and I went a little bit more.
What did you guys call this one?
The JC1.
The JC1. It's cool. It's got like a carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Kind of a cover. That's neat.
Yeah.
So I think this is carbon fiber from Dylan's off-road RC car, which got trounced by my belt sander inside the shop.
Don't let the video fool you.
If you haven't seen the video, go check out Dylan Talks Tone belt sander versus RC car, and you'll see some hot belt sander drag racing action. So anyway, so guys, that kind of wraps up what we wanted to talk about in this great guitar build-off update. If you have any questions about what the products that we're using, or if you have some ideas on which ones of these pickups you would like to see in addition to the Little Thunder pickup, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have any questions for me about Hipshot or any of this other stuff, or if you have any specific to Chris, leave them, and I'll see that he gets the the questions and he'll answer them. How about that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so check out the greatguitarbuildoff.com. Actually, it's just greatguitarbuildoff.com. See what everybody else is up to. Check out all the other builders. Brad Angove is absolutely hilarious and fun to trash talk with, even though we didn't really do any trash talk in this video. Dan from Guns and Guitars is also getting in on the trash talk. If you haven't seen it, he's got one good video now. By the time you see this one, he's probably going to have some more. So check those out. Of course, check out Philip McKnight, 3x3 Customs to Marhana, Crimson Guitars, obviously, duh. Jimmy DeResta, Big D Guitars, and is that everybody? I think that's everybody. So thanks for watching our Great Guitar Build-Off update. We've got more of these coming before the actual reveal of the guitar and the full feature-length video on September 4th. But until then, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, y'all.